Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward.
And I'm Tom Sherry, filling in for Mark Hanrahan. Well, tonight, Spokane City Council is expected to vote on an emergency ordinance regarding its contract with scraps.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy was at the City Council discussion today over the upcoming vote and exploring ongoing concerns over scraps the animal shelter's practices. Shannon?
Well, two members of Spokane's City Council want to change city code to reflect their feelings that scraps should not euthanize animals based on capacity issues, but some question whether this would really change anything. Less than a week after learning 13 dogs were put down in a single day at scraps, City Council members Michael Cathcart and Karen Stratton are pushing an emergency ordinance.
Like if we waited a week, what would that do if we followed regular process?
Potentially another mass euthanasia.
If passed by council Monday night, the ordinance will change city code to reflect that euthanasia should not be done because of capacity issues and would also beef up an advisory board overseeing scraps.
And one of the frustrations was there was sort of a day where these many of these animals were labeled as adoptable, and then the next day, no longer adoptable.
The two council members say they've been working with the county for 5 months, but still have lingering questions about certain practices, namely the assessments that deem animals dangerous enough to put down. Patrick Bell with Spokane County says humane euthanasia is a last resort and not done for lack of space.
We never ever euthanized because of capacity issues.
This ordinance, though, wouldn't change county rules and will only apply to animals from within city limits. Even some members of council questioned what good it would do.
Passing an ordinance, how would that change those operations? It doesn't necessarily, because they could still euthanize other animals from outside the city instead of making those changes. So it's really
correct.
It's more of a contract issue.
Cathcart and Stratton agree and say they're still trying to work with the county on a regional approach.
In further discussions that we're hoping to get some insight into is, are assessments regular? How are those timed? And if that advisory committee could help in that process.
Bell says Scraps is using a new assessment tool called CARS.
It's a risk assessment tool that helps us understand how big of a risk would this dog be if it was released into the community.
He says moving forward, it'll be more clear which animals are adoptable and which aren't. Now, Bell tells me they have invited members of City Council to come tour the facility, but so far only one, Jonathan Bingle, has taken them up on that offer. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. And happening here in just 1 hour, the Spokane City Council will start a very busy meeting tonight.
So several key items expected to be voted on and discussed. Let's go through the ones that we're going to be keeping our eye on. First, the council is expected to vote on a resolution to censure Mayor Nadine Woodward after she appeared on stage with self-proclaimed Christian nationalist and former state representative Matt Shea. The mayor has repeatedly apologized for the appearance and said that she didn't know that Shea would be there. Council members Zach Zapone and Betsy Wilkerson are sponsoring the resolution. And just to be clear, a censure does not impact Woodward's ability to hold office, but it is a formal disapproval of the mayor's behavior from City Council.
Also, council will be discussing creating an inspector general position for the city. They would be in charge of investigating waste, fraud, and abuse allegations against city department heads. All of this is going to be discussed at tonight's legislative meeting. It's scheduled again to start at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, right now here, let's switch gears. Let's talk weather. It was actually really nice today, but tomorrow sounds like a whole different story.
Yeah, big changes on the way. We're going to go to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legou, who is tracking the return of rain.
Yeah, and a lot of it.
Oh boy.
I know, what a big change is on the way. 76 right now, and it looks like we topped out at 79 here in town today. Not quite 80. Oh wait, no wait, I've changed my mind. Everybody, we hit 80 for the last time in 2023 today.
Wow. That's great.
I just confidently said that. Are we gonna hit 80 again? Probably not. Let's dive in. All right. No, I'm going to change. We're definitely not going to hit 80 again. Let's talk why. Wind picks up tonight, and that's ahead of a frontal boundary that moves through. We've got two of them on the way toward us in the next couple of days. There's one. There's 2, and those both make their way in, dropping our temperatures significantly over the course of the next couple of days, and all of the rain arrives in just a few hours. It likely starts as scattered showers, kind of in the 8 o'clock hour and 9 o'clock hour. By the time we get to, say, tonight, it's widespread rain in eastern Washington and North Idaho as that frontal boundary moves through. We'll hang on to scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow, catch a break tomorrow evening, then Wednesday starts with another round. That's that second frontal boundary we talked about, and as that moves through, we drop temperatures even more. Tomorrow we top out in the low 60s, Wednesday 50s, Thursday likely staying there, and that long-range forecast says cold temperatures are here to stay through much of October, so I don't think we're going to hit 80 again this year.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you very much. Now to North Idaho, where the West Bonner School District superintendent just resigned after only 3 months on the job.
In a letter that was posted on Twitter, Brandon Durst said he wants an amicable and fair exit from his role as superintendent. He said he was given many obstacles by people who he says wanted to see him fail. He said he is proud, though, of the work he did during his time there. This comes after a weeks-long back and forth between Durst, the Idaho Department of Education, and the West Bonner School District, all over his qualifications for that job.
Durst highlighted his achievements during his time with the district, including hiring 32 new staff members. However, 37 staff members did quit following his appointment.